And now we ask you to take your seats and welcome the class of 2016.
Please rise for the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the rampart we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave through the night that our flame was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave? Thank you.
Please be seated. Dr. Nancy Smith, Professor and Dean of the School of Social Work, will officially open the ceremony.
Thank you. Provost Zukoski, distinguished guests, the graduates, the candidates for the degrees, our faculty, staff, and the families and friends of the graduates and candidates are assembled. I hereby declare this commencement of the University at Buffalo School of Social Work to be open. You did it, right? So give yourselves that warm applause, and families and friends are the people who helped to get you here. Okay, it's my pleasure to introduce you to the platform party, beginning in the front row on my right with Laura Lewis, Robert Keefe, Lena Bei Chung, Sue Green, Denise Krause, Maureen Hammett, University at Buffalo Provost Charles Zukoski, this year's distinguished guest speaker, Shanna O'Toole, Barbara Rittner, Rita Andalina, and Peter Sabota. The second row, Youngjoo Nam, Uksu Kim, Gretchen Ely, Luann Back, Catherine Kendall, Susan Smith of the College of Arts and Sciences, Tom Naheisky, Catherine Dolmas, Deborah Waldrop, Kathleen Cost, Hillary Weaver, and Anahita Ball. The third row, Diane Elsie, Dana Horn, Annette Samanchin-Jones, Christopher St. Ville, Erin O'Brien of the School of Management, Kimberly Kreitis of the School of Public Health and Health Professions, Frank Mendel of the Jacobs School of Medicine and Biomedical Sciences, Betsy Bowen, Isak Kim, Philomena Critelli, Charles Sims, and Noelle St. Ville. And then finally, last but not least, the fourth row, Brian Becker from the School of Management, Zoe Costin, Marjorie Courtley, Shanta Murshid, Kelly Patterson, Patricia Logan Green, the class of 2016 GSA officers, Kimberly Kaufman and Ashley Barnes, and PhD candidates, Rebecca Alicio Aris and Whitney Mendel. Well, congratulations, all of you, students and family members, friends. Nobody gets through an MSW or a PhD program in social work without a lot of help from classmates, professors, as well as all the people who support you through this process. I want to say a few things to you about your social work degree. And hopefully, most of you know at this point that there is growth in social work and high demand. But there are a lot of skills that you have as social workers that will connect to many other things in the world. Sean Ryan, one of our local assembly people, met with me this past year, and he said that he had decided that social workers are problem solvers. That really was his bumper sticker for our profession. And I wouldn't disagree with him, but I think I'd prefer to think of it as solution finders and solution developers, because we try to be strengths focused. And we're not always about solving problems. We're sometimes taking advantage of opportunities to make new things happen. But probably the most important skill, and it's a skill that we really badly need in this century, is the importance of listening to people, actually listening to what's said and what's not said. And there isn't a profession that doesn't need people who do that really well. Also, how to collaborate with diverse groups of people. As our society has gotten a lot more diverse and we've become more interconnected as a world, that's a skill set that everybody needs. That's something you folks do in your sleep at this point. Understanding complex systems, the interplay between people and their environments. This is something that a lot of people in our society are just starting to figure out really makes a difference, that when you do one thing somewhere, it changes many parts of our society and affects people in different ways. And that idea that they're all interconnected is something, again, that at this point, my guess is you get that totally in your sleep. That when someone says to us, what's more important, the person or the environment? We know the answer is both, and that we're wary of these sort of false dichotomies that society can put at us. As social workers, especially social workers from our program, you understand the importance of human rights for everybody. And that when you look underneath the surface of the violence and conflicts of the world, you're going to see human rights violations and the impact of trauma, and see how these things can ignite new cycles of violence and conflict. So your understanding of how these things work together are things that our entire society needs in this century if we're going to help resolve the problems of the world. You've learned to ask not what's wrong with you, but what's happened to you, and that each person has a story that we need to understand. As social workers, we're always innovating. We're innovating on our feet in the day in and day out, and in this society, innovation is becoming accelerated by technology. And I think the most important thing I want to say to you is that continue to innovate, bring in tools from technology, from other professions, but always stay grounded in the values of our profession. That is what is unique to us, and our values are the things that this world badly needs. In the past couple of years, I've been talking to people about what other key workforce skills are needed across all professions, and one of the things that I hear loud and clear is flexibility. And again, that's something as social workers you've been living and breathing through your time in your placements and your time here in the program. The ability to adapt to change, which is happening more rapidly. So, as we send you out into the world, I want to leave you with two stories about adapting to change or not, and let you decide which path you'd like to take. Both of these are true stories, by the way. The first one is actually one that one of our social work alumni shared with me. And she actually worked for 30 years in the field of public relations after using her social work degree for a while. And she came to me and she said, what's up with social work and technology? And I sort of looked at her like, why? What's going on? And she said, well, I have, an aging parent, and my brother and I live, 3,000 miles apart, and my parent was living in New York City, and I had to go through 5 social workers, 5 aging care managers, before I found one who was willing to use Google Documents to share with us real-time information about, any decisions or new things that had happened with my dad that day. So then when we talked to him on the phone, we could, reinforce the care plan. 5 people, well, it's not necessary to know everything, but what I learned as a social worker is if you don't know it and your clients need it, then I find out how to do it, and that may take asking a couple of people. So she was rightfully concerned that, there are people who just basically said, nope, don't do it, go find someone else. Well, that's the path you can go, but boy, that would disappoint me, because honestly, then I think we won't be the profession to lead this century, because we need to be the ones to take all of the skills that I've mentioned and then know when to use technology and when not to, and how to keep the relationship in everything. So the other story is a much more optimistic one, and unfortunately, it's not a social work story, but it's still a great story. It's the best one that I've heard. So it's actually about a faculty member in the School of Medicine. And he had a resident in the emergency room in the middle of the night, and the resident contacted him 4 a.m. that a boy was on a ventilator and not responding to treatment the way they expected for whatever his medical condition was. So this faculty member, Philip Glick, who also now is the chair of our faculty senate on campus, he got online and he looked at the various medical databases to see if anybody had reported the problems that they were seeing, and he found nothing. So before he went to sleep, he got on Twitter and sent out a tweet basically saying, does anybody have experience with, this type of problem for someone who's on a ventilator for this condition? So he didn't mention the client's name, he didn't do any of those things, but he did sort of reach out to a network of physicians that he'd been connected to. And when he woke up the next morning, there was a tweet from a physician, I believe it was in Sweden, who said, I have 6 cases that I'm writing up right now of this. You might want to try X, whatever X was in medical. And they tried it, and the kid lived. The kid responded and saved the kid's life, probably several years before that physician would get his article published. So how lucky for that family and that child that they had a physician who was connected to an international network of other physicians to stay abreast of developments as quickly as they're happening, not as long as our journals can get them out. And so I hope that that's the path that you'll choose to stay abreast of things. It's not easy to stay abreast of what's happening in this world. It happens so fast. And I will invite you to join at least some of us. We have an international network of social workers on Twitter, of all places. And I've actually posted in the social work student group a link to a blog post that tells you how to set up an international network for yourself to stay abreast of developments in whatever topic area in social work you're interested in. So please join us there and teach the rest of the profession about how to do this, because you're the ones who are going to show us how to integrate all of this and how to move forward and make changes in the world. We really are the ones as a profession that have some of the tools to solve what's ailing this society. Congratulations one more time. I'm going to introduce our provost at this point. It's with great pleasure that I introduce Dr. Charles Zukoski, who's this year's degree conferrer and the University of Buffalo Distinguished Provost, which means he's my boss. Everybody has a boss, by the way. Provost Zukoski will make a few brief comments.
Good morning. I'm thrilled to be here today with you, the graduates, your families, your friends, and the university community to celebrate your exceptional achievements to date and eagerly anticipate all that you will accomplish in the future. As one of the nation's leading public research universities, UB has a mission of creating new knowledge and communicating this knowledge to you, the next generation of leaders, professionals, researchers, and citizens. We really are relying on you. We take seriously our responsibility to improve the human condition through our scholarship, clinical care, and our engagement. As UB students, you have learned from the most respected thought leaders and practitioners in social work. This education is informed and enhanced by the research and scholarship undertaken by our outstanding faculty. You have been partners in the process of seeking and using knowledge and understanding to build a better world. This partnership in the classroom, through research collaborations, and while working together in our communities is what prepares you to go into the future. Graduates, you have developed deep domain knowledge in the field of social work by working within a vibrant and diverse community of scholars, educationers, and practitioners. Your knowledge has been enriched by trauma-informed and human rights perspectives that lend context to how individuals and social structures develop. And as we've just heard, you have been continuously immersed in the IT communication technologies that are going to allow us to move forward. You have taken advantage of faculty-led and individual research opportunities offered by our top-ranked School of Social Work faculty. And this research has helped shape the way that society and universities understand and respond to community needs. You have improved people's lives in our local and international communities through field education that has allowed you to put your knowledge into practice. You have worked hard. You have gained exposure to ideas, culture, history, science, and technologies, and had meaningful interactions with your peers and your professors. These are the experiences that shape your unique perspective and way of approaching the world. It is this unique combination of classroom experiences, field learning, out-of-class experiences that enabled you to develop the creativity, the empathy, the leadership skills needed to succeed as practitioners, advocates, teachers, and thought leaders in the field of social work. You're uniquely excellent. UB education has prepared you to be responsive to the shifting trends and needs, to be flexible, to be able to apply your knowledge and skills in different ways, and to meet challenges head-on. These are the attributes that will assure your success in the future, no matter what that future will bring you. I wish you my sincere, heartfelt congratulations as the 2016 University at Buffalo School of Social Work graduates. We are very proud of you, and we greatly anticipate all your future achievements. Congratulations.
Provost Zukowski, Dean Smith, honored guests, faculty, staff members of the graduating class, your friends and family, it is my pleasure to introduce this year's commencement speaker, Shauna O'Toole. Shauna O'Toole earned a Bachelor of Science in Earth Science at SUNY Brockport and a Master's in Imaging Science from Rochester Institute of Technology. Her career path has included diverse roles such as technician, engineer, scientist, educator, activist, public speaker, and author. She even became a pilot and joined the Civil Air Patrol, the civilian auxiliary of the U.S. Air Force. In this capacity, she conducted airborne search and rescue. Captain O'Toole became Moral Leadership Officer through the Chaplain Corps. Her personal journey was published in an autobiography titled You Can't Shave in a Mini-Mart Bathroom and The Rules, the first 100+ lessons I learned in my transition. She also published a dystopian novel titled Recycled. O'Toole volunteers with the Gay Alliance of the Genesee Valley as a public speaker. She also serves as an outreach educator for the LGBTQ Center of the Finger Lakes. A self-described adventurist and Jane of all trades, please welcome Shauna O'Toole.
It's been a busy life, I'm telling you. Provost Zukowski, Dean Smith, honored guests, ladies and gentlemen of the faculty and staff, students, parents, friends, family, and especially the class of 2016. Thank you for a chance to be here today and share a few thoughts with you. And let me offer my sincere congratulations to the class of 2016. I am thrilled and proud of you. In a couple of hours, caps will be tossed, selfies taken, corks popped, and the real adventure begins. Now, the purpose of a commencement speaker and speech is to impart some thoughts and words to send you forth and inspire you. So I figured I would do what I do best, tell you some stories. So it goes like this. My best stories always start, please say that phrase with me. It goes like this. Thank you very much. I love an interactive audience. You can tell he takes this very seriously. So I was thinking of a time a few months back. I was there, sipping on something cold. The feet were up, had Facebook open there. I was flipping back and forth between the Weather Channel and Deadliest Catch. Listen, you watch your reality shows, I'll watch mine. You know, I was there relaxing. The nurses would come in every so often, blood pressure, vitals. Med techs would come in to get samples. Did they ever get samples? Doctors would come and talk about test results. I should probably mention at this point that I was at Highland Hospital, Rochester with congestive heart failure. It sort of put a damper on the summer, but it's okay. Early stage and the test results are back. They're conclusive. I'm disappointed, but I'm not surprised. I am not pregnant, simply full-figured. And as I was sitting there in my hospital bed, I was thinking about my life, as one is wont to do in such a situation. And we've all heard stories of people saying, you know, I wasted my life. I was so focused on job and career, I missed the things that were important. And I was sitting there and I was thinking, I don't have any of these thoughts because I think I've created a life that mattered, a life that I believe, honestly, has made a difference. So even though the hands of my clock may be a little closer to midnight than what I thought, and I'm not ready to give up the fight yet here, I thought I'd give you a few ideas that are to plant in your mind of things to think about as you go on out. Now, I realize, having sat in countless graduation ceremonies back in career 3 as a public high school teacher, you're not going to remember the exact words, and that's okay. I won't take that personally, but maybe I can instill a couple thoughts. When the experts say it's impossible, it can't be done, it's never been done before, that's your cue to go take a look for yourself. Because you're going to have a new view, new experience, new background that the experts may not have. Take that look, and you may find an answer. It may not be perfect, but it may work for you. I learned this back in career number 2. I was back working at Eastman Kodak, and I was part of the problem analysis group, a group of engineers, scientists, and technicians that on a regular basis did what the experts said was impossible. We had an important call from a client. They needed an answer 3 weeks ago. They just heard of our group. Their experts said it takes 6 months. We had an answer in 6 days. So if you ever see the IMAX movie, Destination Space, see the film footage from the cargo bay of Shuttle Atlantis during STS-34, I had a hand in some of that. We did what the experts said couldn't be done. We all know the power of words. Words can lift up, words can bring down. Words can bring life, words can kill. I saw this as a public high school teacher, career number 3. I've done a lot of things. And I was an earth science teacher. I can already hear the moans going, oh, earth science. It's okay, I won't take it personally. And I had students come into my class who had never done well in science, ever. They were convinced walking in the door they were going to fail and had to take the class a second, third, fourth, or fifth time. But they would come in after school. I'd give them words of encouragement. Even if they didn't do well, we found something still to celebrate and build on. And then to see the smile of a child suddenly burst out when they got the first 80 in any academic class ever, or in the 90s. And they go, "Is this real?" And you say, "Yes, you earned this." I learned the power of words when I was out, telling my story. I go to colleges, conferences, and share my journey. And either after the conference, weeks later, months later, even years later, I have people come up to me and say, "Were you at such and such a place?" I say, "Yes, I was." And they say thank you because it was the first positive, upbeat message that they had ever heard, that you could be yourself and be happy at it. Now, I will tell you that words can kill. I was on the receiving end of those words. Sorry, gotta bear with me, it's tough. I went through it felt like a lifetime, probably about 5 minutes of being ripped apart by someone in authority over me. This person had no idea that I was dangerously depressed. Let's just say it was a very long night on that ledge. Give me a second here so you can appreciate that. But I climbed off that ledge and I'm here today. The last thing I'm going to tell you is you got to step out of the closet. Now, before anyone here starts to think I'm talking about sexual orientation or gender identity, which I have a tendency to do, it's my gig, it's my job. This particular closet is built by society. The limitations that society builds around us. You can do this, but you can't do that. You can wear this, but you can't wear that. And it's very cozy in this closet. Let's be honest. You know what to expect, good or bad. And you sit there and you take it, good or bad. And what keeps you in that closet, this door is made of fear and self-doubt. We lock ourselves in this closet. And I'll tell you straight up, can I still use that word? Thank you. I'll tell you straight up that if you stay in that closet, you will be on that same bed I was on, and you will be asking those questions, and you may not have the same answer I had. So what I charge you with is to open that closet door. Forget about your fears. Push through them. You're going to worry about failure. Let me just tell you, there will be times you will fail. There will be times you will succeed. Usually it's a combination of two. And the only time a failure is ever a failure is if you don't learn from it. A failure is simply a success in a different direction. So push through that door and step here into the light of day. I'll be honest, society will push back. But stand firm. Follow your passion of what you believe is who you are and what you need to do in your career and what you need to do in your life. You'll find yourself stronger, more resilient, and you will find that you become a role model for those who are still there wondering if they can. So here it is, last lecture. This is your bullet point items. Okay. When the experts say you can't, take a look anyhow. Words have power. Use them for good. Step through that closet door. Create your own life. and step into the light of day. Because we all know doors are meant to be opened, not hidden behind. Go forth, conquer. Kapla, which is Klingon as success. Thank you very much.
It is with great pleasure that I introduce Kimberly Kaufman, the president of this year's School of Social Work Graduate Student Association.
Again, thank you so much, Shauna. On behalf of the graduating class of 2016, I want to thank Dean Smith, our distinguished professors, esteemed faculty, and the dedicated staff of the University of Buffalo School of Social Work for getting us here today. I also want to welcome and thank our parents, families, and loved ones, as we would not be here with your unwavering support and guidance. I will never forget when I sat down in my first class with Dr. Lena Bay Chang, and she told us that her goal was to take everything we thought we knew about this world and flip it upside down. Although she probably said this a little bit more eloquently and scholarly, it was this message that has stayed with me throughout this program. The message of viewing everything through a critical lens and to constantly challenge your own assumptions and perceptions. As Alan Alda said, your assumptions are your windows on the world. Scrub them off every once in a while, or the light won't come in. And as we all sat down for our first class, many of our professors asked us, "What made you choose social work? Why this program?" My answer, like many of yours, was to simply help people. But we have now learned that our work is so much more than just helping people. It is about educating and advocating, empowering and providing empathy. It is about creating therapeutic relationships in a trauma-informed care environment to foster diversity, to promote human rights, and to enact real, tangible social change to combat oppression. It is about finding that valuable, unique piece within ourselves and others to contribute to the world. And while our intentions for entering this program may have been to help others, we have realized that it is the individuals, groups, and communities we work with that have helped us. They have helped us learn about resiliency and have showed us a tenacity to live and thrive that is unparalleled. They have showed us how deeply we can love, how courageous we can be, and how healing forgiving is. The University of Buffalo School of Social Work has united us to create a better vision for society. With our professors, faculty, and staff supporting our generation of knowledge, promotion of social justice, and service to humanity, it is now our responsibility to build upon that foundation and help people overcome some of life's most difficult challenges. Whether that be with individuals or groups, through counseling or policy change, it is now our responsibility to restore and enhance their ability to live and flourish and work to create societal conditions that support that. As we advance from this program and onto our careers, let us remember the same enthusiasm and initiative we had when we began this journey. Do not let the trials and tribulations quell our ambition. Let us consistently practice self-care so we can always connect and be present with our work. It has been an absolute honor and privilege to serve as your president of the School of Social Work Graduate Student Association. When I look out and see my classmates, now colleagues, I am so inspired by all that you have accomplished and all that you will achieve. I am eager to watch each and every one of you succeed and fulfill every single one of your dreams. I'd like to leave you all with a quote from Anna Chayette. Everyone at some point will need a social worker. When that happens to you, don't worry, don't be embarrassed, go find one. I promise you, they will be a superhero. And better yet, they will help you find your superpower. Thank you and congratulations. Thank you. It is with great pleasure that I now introduce my fellow graduate student officer in the School of Social Work, Ashley Barnes, my secretary. Please join me in presenting this year's Faculty and Staff Awards. On behalf of the graduating class of 2016 and the Graduate Student Association, the officers of the Graduate School of Social Work present Anahita Ball with the Faculty of the Year Award. On behalf of the graduating class of 2016 and the GSA, we, the officers of the Graduate School of Social Work, present Kathleen Domachowski with the Staff of the Year Award. Unfortunately, she was unable to attend today, so we accept this award on her behalf. And last but not least, on behalf of the graduating class of 2016 and the GSA, we, the officers of the Graduate School of Social Work, present Linda Dinger with the Adjunct Faculty of the Year Award. Unfortunately, she was also unable to attend, so we accept this award on her behalf. Thank you.